Alright, gearheads, welcome back. It's been a while. It's been about a month since you've heard from me, and I apologize for that. I've been on 3-week leave. Went back home to Texas, see all my friends and family. We had a great time. But now I'm back. I need to catch everybody up to date. I have got a lot to go over, and I hope I remember everything because I have a lot to tell you about. Shoot, where to start? I didn't get a video up last Friday, even though I was back from vacation. But I got a video up a couple days before Friday of the Squirter. When I got back from vacation, I went ahead and slapped, well, I did a compression check real quick with a cold engine, even though it should be warm when you do a compression check. I did a compression check and it all looked good. So I went ahead and slipped that Trick Flow cam in there. It has a 228, 230 duration, 585 lift on a 112 LSA. I'll try to put a link in here or something to get you to that video in case you didn't see it. Shortly after that, I had buddies coming over here last Saturday. We all got together on Facebook. I've been posting up pictures of all this happening, almost about step by step really. But we went ahead and notched the cross member in the Camaro, even though it didn't have to be notched to fit the LS1 oil pan. We went ahead and notched it to give clearance because I didn't like how tight of a clearance it was. So we got a notch in there. I'll show pictures of that. All right, here she is, 92 Camaro, and the Squirter is sitting in there. All we've done so far is notch the frame and got the T56 transmission behind it, and it's just sitting in there. The transmission is just sitting on the cross member. I haven't put the torque arm on or anything, and the engine is bolted down to the motor mounts. Those are the spoon, however you say it, motor mounts, swap motor mounts, excuse me. The LS1 mounts on the block there, I just used the Pulley bushing, put in there, freshen them up, do some paint on them. Those were actually set aside for the 6.0 turbo build that was going to go in here, but pretty much everything for that turbo build I pulled off and put onto the Squirter for now until it pops. That is the LS6 Intake. That is the Underdrive pulley off the 6.0. So tomorrow, Saturday, tomorrow I'm not going to be able to work on this because I will be over at Nick's working on the 93 Roadmaster 5.3 swap. But sometime when I get time, maybe tonight, I need to try to fit some manifolds in here, trying to figure out which ones I'm going to go with. I have a 98 style manifold we know will fit, but I got a couple pairs of headers that we're going to try to see if we can modify to slip in there. That's the low carb oil dipstick from the 6.0. What else? That's pretty much it. Got it in there. I'll try to get some pictures up. I used the steam vent tube. I tapped it in to the top of the LS1 water pump, and it's just run across to the tube over there. And I got a little bit too much bend in there. I might have to fix that later. Alright, that's pretty much it on the Camaro for now. Here's some of the manifolds, the headers I was telling you about. Okay, here is the 98 Camaro passenger side manifold. We know that'll fit easily. It's nice, tight, and compact. But we're trying to see if we can fit any of these headers over here. We got a 2010 LS3 Camaro manifold. That fits real well in the C10s when you do a swap on a C10. This is just a regular truck manifold. It flares out a lot right here, which makes it hard to fit. Also with the EGR port on there. And then these are a 4th gen Camaro mid-length header and a 4th gen Camaro shorty header. This is too long fitting in my car. It would have to be cut back here or something. It doesn't look like it's going to work. This one pipe right here gets in the way and hits the AC box, so we're might move it. We got a lot of things to consider. Also, something else, the 93 Roadmaster, it needs the same exact passenger side manifold as mine, and those 98 Camaro manifolds are not common. Well, I should say they're not common. They're not always easy to find. 98, 99, because the 2000 and up changed. So what we're trying to do is, we took a truck manifold like this, I'll post pictures, and we're going to try to copy this manifold with the truck manifold. So when I show the picture here, you'll see on the truck manifold we hacked off the flange and hacked off the EGR port. We're going to weld them both up once we see how it fits and figure out where our flange needs to be, and we'll see how that turns out. Something to let y'all know, unlike the older cast iron manifolds rumored about, these LS truck manifolds hold a weld and hold it well. There's many people taking a truck manifold, welding flanges on and running boost and having no problems and no cracks. Speaking of, a good reference, someone who helped me out with that decision is Matt Happel over at Sloppy Mechanics. Great guys, doing great work. Alright, moving on. When I came back from leave, I'll show you pictures that every time I go home to Texas, I bring parts back. So I take the cargo carrier and I strap stuff down. We had actually these exhaust pieces and the Y pipe, just on the side of the house over there, was strapped to the top of the Trailblazer. Stopped on my way back. We stopped and I picked up a 4.8 short block here. It's supposed to have about 117,000 miles and ready to run. They just pulled it out to upgrade. So I stopped to pick that up on the way here. My plans for it, probably, I haven't come up with them completely yet, but I'll probably just find, it's a 2008 model, so it has the LS2 style front cover and different valley cover and floating pistons. So I'll just find me a 5.3 crank and floating rods, 5.3, to put in here to give me a flat top 5.3. That's my plan for it so far. Still has a cross hatch in the cylinders, it looks good. Shoot from the side, the block looks about brand new. Now you can't see the crosshatch from here, but it's there. This motor here, I took the squirter off, put it in the car. This was the motor I picked up out of the Suburban that was running for the C10. So since the squirter is already in the car, I moved this one to the engine stand now, and once the squirter's done, I'll start moving on to this, slip the cam in here, degrease it, and get it ready to go in the truck. Once I get all the parts, I need a transmission still. I need to get probably going to go with a 4L80E in the truck again. Something dependable for towing with, so I can tow the Camaro around. Also, I didn't bring up, I'm trying to get the Camaro ready and the Squirter ready. I'm pushing every day after work because LS Fest is coming up September 6th, 7th, and 8th. I will be there, and hopefully this car will be here with me. It'd be real nice to see the Squirter project at LS Fest. Alright, what else? Let me think. Truck, same old with the truck. Nothing new on that. These are all the parts off the Squirter. I had this pan here on the Squirter at first. That's a CTS-V pan. Very close to LS1 pan. But after getting on and checking clearances, it actually had more clearance in front of here to the cross member. It had plenty of room, but come to find out, it was an inch lower here. Not good for a lowered Camaro, so I pulled it off, took the pan off of the 6.0 that was over here, which was the LS1 pan, and I put it on the Squirter. Yeah, the 6.0 has been robbed. Took the pulley off from the water pump. It's just waiting. So I'll show a picture here of the comparison between the CTS-V pan and the LS1 pan. Those are just all the parts off the Squirter intake. More manifolds everywhere. Harness in the bag, the box. Let's see. What else? Another project while I was doing on vacation, on leave, what are we gonna call it? Military, they call it leave. Was this? Looks like a big peel, right? Even when I'm on vacation, I gotta keep turning wrenches, man. It's just in my blood. It's what I love. So we started making this. It's something we needed. You notice with the Squirter, we needed to prime the oil because it's been full of water and sitting for so long. Didn't really have a way to prime it. It's old and worn out, so we just cranked it. Well, if you built a fresh engine like the 6.0, you're not going to want to just crank it on a dry engine. Well, besides the assembly lube, it would be very nice if you could pre-lube the whole system. So what I'm making here, well, I guess I skipped an important part. On the LS motor, the oil pump is right behind the timing cover. It goes on the crank behind the cover, so you can't just stick a screwdriver in the back where the distributor goes, like on an old small block Chevy, to prime the oil pump. You can't do that with LS engines. So you need to have an external oil primer. That's what I'm doing here. A couple different ways you can make one. This is the way I'm going to do it and see how it goes. I took a piece of 6-inch PVC pipe, put caps on the ends of it, some fittings. I wish I would have drilled and tapped them, but I did not. I wasn't home, didn't have the right tool. So what I did was just drilled the hole with a step drill bit, just snug, forced the fitting in there, and then I made a nut to go on the back side. I also wish I would have used the plumber's glue on the threads. Instead I used RTV. We'll see how that works. Alright, so the way this is going to work is, this is the bottom. I'll have the outlet line here and a valve, a shut-off valve. I'm not done yet, obviously. The top up here, I'm going to put a regulator, and then over here will be the regulator and the air inlet, and then over here will be the fuel plug. I'll put a plug in there. That's where I fill up my oil at. So it'll hang like this. The pressure will push the oil out of the bottom, and the line will be tapped into the block. Push the oil into the block. Once I'm done with this, I'm going to coat the outside with that spray bed liner. But I'll give y'all update pictures of that also. Another project we got going on here is for the Roadmaster, 93 Roadmaster. To make an LS1 intake, which we had to do to clear the hood of the Roadmaster, to make it fit truck accessory bracket, you have to move this idler pulley. So we're going to cut it off. It's all over the internet if you need to find out how to do it. You just cut it off, and then you can buy a plate, or you can make one. We started to make one, and then I've been so busy with the Squirter, I think he went ahead and ordered one anyways. But a plate will go here and put the idler pulley right about here. That way it moves it from here to here, and you got room for the throttle body to come out past the accessory bracket. That was for the Roadmaster, and the plate I think is about $30 on eBay. I think that's it, everybody. If I miss anything, hopefully I'll get it in my next video. I hope that y'all have a great weekend. Missed y'all. It's great to be back. Keep on wrenching.